Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to continue eating. It's so lovely to see you all tonight. Hineni muchan umzuman. Here we are, ready and prepared to acknowledge the sovereignty of the land as we are commanded for the sake of unification. The Tucson J acknowledges that we are on the traditional land of the first people of Arizona, the Honokum people past, and the Odom people past and future. With condemnation for the genocide and silencing of indigenous peoples, the Tucson J holds gratitude for the Tohono O'odham Nation land on which we dwell. 35 days ago, many Jewish people around the globe partook in the Passover Seder experience, celebrating the Israelites becoming a free people from Egypt. In just 2 weeks, Jews around the world will celebrate Shavuot, marking the receiving of the 10 Commandments. This 49-day period from the second night of Passover until the day before the holiday of Shavuot are known as the Omer. This period marks the beginning of the barley harvest when, in ancient times, Jews would bring the first sheaves to the temple as a means of thanking God for the harvest. The word Omer literally means sheaf and refers to these early offerings. After the temple in Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 CE, the Omer offering could no longer be observed, but the practice of counting the Omer continued and is still observed by many Jews today. For many, the Omer is also a period of deep reflection. How fitting it is that our annual meeting falls during this Omer period. Our meeting this evening is an opportunity to reflect on the year we have had as a community, to count up the times we have lived up to our mission to be the town square where everyone belongs and some people join, to count up the ways we have been a collaborative partner, facilitator, convener, programmer, resource, and space, and to count up the ways we still desire to grow. I want to invite you to join me in the Omer counting ritual. We'll begin with a musical opening to set some intention for our counting, and then recite a blessing and the specific count of the day. The musical opening begins with the words that we heard before during the land acknowledgement. Hineni muchan umzuman. Here I am, prepared and ready. So you're welcome to repeat the words after me if you'd like to practice with me. Hineni, muchan, umzuman. I'll invite you to join by singing or by swaying or however you're comfortable. And the opening song is fully in Hebrew. We'll sing the Hebrew chorus, and I will add in the verses in English so we have a little bit of an idea of what we're singing. Hineni muchan umzuman, hineni muchan umzuman, hineni muchan umzuman, lekayem mitzvat aseh, hineni muchan umzuman. As it is written in the Torah, hineni muchan umzuman, and you shall count for yourselves from the day after the day of rest, hineni muchan umzuman, from the day you bring the Omer as the offering, hineni muchan umzuman. 7 complete weeks shall there be, hineni muchan umzuman, until the day following the 7th week, you shall count 50 days. Hineni muchan umzuman, hineni muchan umzuman, hineni muchan umzuman, hineni muchan umzuman, lekayem mitzvat aseh, hineni muchan umzuman. And now we'll count. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has sanctified us with commandments and commanded us to count the Omer. Last night, we counted 35 days of the Omer. Hayom shisha ushloshim yom, shehem hamisha shavuot veyom echad laOmer. Today is 36 days, which is 5 weeks and 1 day of the Omer. Thank you so much for being with us this evening as we reflect on where we are, how we got here, and where we want to be.
All right, I didn't break it. Welcome. Thank you everybody for being here. I'd like to call the annual meeting of 2023 to order. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't ask me to do the singing, but here we are. So we have a little bit of business to take care of first. We have a corporate resolution here, and all the board members were sent this ahead of time. It's basically a corporate banking resolution allowing us to maintain our relationship with the bank that we have. I can read it all to you. It's about 4 paragraphs long. Or I can just say that the board's been provided that. So is there anybody here that particularly wants to hear me read this, except for my mom, who wants to hear me read this? Seeing no hands, I would ask for a motion to pass the corporate banking resolution. We'll say Karen with a, do we have a second? Well, who is that? Elise? Okay, sorry, Elise, thank you. All in favor? And this, everybody can vote here tonight, so I know it's very exciting. Any opposed? Great. Motion passes. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Jordan Emerson. I'm the board chair here. I know Bobby President would have a heart attack if I didn't say that. So I want to start by acknowledging the important work that has been done here over the past 3 years during the COVID lockdown in building out and implementing our strategic plan. We have some board members that are leaving us, and I want to express our extreme gratitude for their time and commitment to the JCC. I'm going to invite them to come up and pick up a certificate for a tree that was planted in their honor in Israel. It really is so important that we have good leadership on the board, and the reason that we're in such a good position is a combination of the leadership from Todd and his team and the board members. So it really is important, and we are very grateful. So I don't know if I saw him. Is Mark Fleischman here? Okay. I know she's here. Christy Lewis? No? Oh. Christy Street? Yes, one of the Christys. And also Steve Wool, I saw him too. Steve Wool, will you come up? He doesn't want to come up. Come on up, Steve. Yeah, good. Not coming up. Bring it in here for the real thing. Thank you. Appreciate it. All 4 of those people have been very valuable to the board, and what's really nice about our board is that we have a lot of different people that bring a lot of different skill sets and knowledge bases, and they're all put to work, so we really appreciate it. So I want to thank all of our officers and members of the board for your leadership and commitment to the J. We have continued to grow and expand in 2022, and we are grateful for the dedicated members of the staff and board for your vision, partnership, and leadership. In 2022, we saw the long-awaited integration of Arts for All, and we just celebrated our 1-year mark in April of 23. In this year, we have navigated through some initial bumps and now find ourselves on a positive trajectory. We have welcomed a number of new programs and staff to the J in the past year, including PJ Library, the Weintraub Israel Center, and many others that have been made possible through our partnership with JPSA and through private philanthropy. I would invite you all to look through your annual report that you have at your tables. We also have a QR code that you can scan and read it from, which is part of our technology platform at work there. 2022 was a year of ongoing and consistent growth, membership, philanthropy, programming engagement, and more. This kind of growth does not occur in a vacuum or by accident. It occurred and will continue to occur with the intention and following the roadmap outlined in our strategic plan. I am proud to announce that in 2022, the J was able to finish the year with a surplus and expected to have an even greater surplus in 2023. So I talked for a second about the board leadership. I think everybody who's here knows how important the leadership that we have here at the JCC is. And I just want to reiterate that the board could not be happier with the leadership of Todd and the job that he does here for us. You will not find a CEO in for-profit, not-for-profit, anywhere that works harder than Todd. It's kind of annoying when you get emails at 3:30 in the morning, but we take the good with the bad. But it isn't just Todd, and I'm gonna try not to mention too many names because I know I'll leave some people out. But Josh and Monica and Jennifer, and you know, Fran really just finished her, I guess, first full term, but what we've been able to accomplish in fundraising, having Fran here, is unbelievable, and it's what has allowed us to run the surplus that we have, and all of your generous support with Fran's hard work is going to allow us to continue to do that. So, and with that, I'm going to invite Todd to come up and say a few words.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים
Let's see if this thing is on.
שברחים גם יחד.
So
הנה מה
I've
טוב.
officially begun. So those of
הנה
you that are
מה
keeping
טוב
score of the
ומה
time,
נעים
I've told my staff that I'm
שברחים
writing
גם
my 10-minute remarks to
יחד.
somewhere under a half an hour. So I hope you all have some dessert, you all have some food. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. How wonderful it is for us to be able to be here together. The late Lord Rabbi Jonathan Sachs wrote in his book Morality, that was published in 2020, just before he passed away. The pandemic showed us how terrible the eye can be and how elevating and inspiring. Oh. I get feedback all day long, so I'm used to it. Should we try that again? Okay. So my staff, if they want to start, not from there. I can move ahead a little bit. Lord Rabbi Jonathan Sachs said in his book Morality, that was published in 2020, right before his death, the pandemic showed us how terrible the eye can be and how elevating and inspiring the we can be. I cannot believe that I am finishing my 10th year here as CEO of this remarkable organization. We have accomplished so much in the last 10 years, and yet there is still so much that we want to do. I find myself in a constant state of wonder and awe. The capacity of people is unbelievable. I am blessed to be surrounded by the most amazing colleagues, wonderful teammates, and a committed and dedicated board. a community that is beyond belief with an appetite for growth that is unbelievable. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel once said that he lives with radical amazement, and I very much feel that each and every day. I encourage all of you, as Jordan did, to read through your annual report, so I brought this up here. There are some hard copies, there's a QR code. Please don't read it while I'm talking, it'll only make me talk more. You can read it when you get home or tomorrow morning when you have nothing to do over coffee. The JCC is in fact the town square of the community. It is a place that you can get to from anywhere and get anywhere from there. We really are here to be for the entire community. Jordan referred to our strategic plan. I'm not going to read it to you. You have it up here on the screen. We continue to be laser focused on achieving the priorities of our plan and to be exactly what we aspire to be, and it has allowed us to unlock the true potential of this organization from every corner of it, here in the building and outside. The plan is based on 5 pillars: engaging families with young children, innovative Jewish programming, philanthropy, general community outreach, technology, and infrastructure. Out of the plan, we have developed an engagement strategy involved building on the idea of we. And when I talk about we, I'm talking about the people in our community, the community as a whole, agencies and organizations, with the intention of the J creating this miraculous collaboratory that will be here for each and every one of us to incubate, innovate, and create together to a better future for our community. The Tucson J has become the implementing partner of PJ Library. Out of that, we have seen incredible growth in the program and engagement with families with young children. We are just under 600 subscriptions for PJ Library. When we took the program over in August, we were just over 500. This has been incredible work of bringing community together, both in their homes, out in the community, at the J, in their synagogues, and all over. In addition, we are now the lead partner in the Weintraub Israel Center. I would be remiss if I just didn't make a couple of comments about the evolving and meaningful work that is going on around Israel as we celebrate the 75th birthday of this remarkable sovereign Jewish land, that while there are complexities, we know that it is ours, and we will lean in together to activate our generative mission statement. The generative mission statement of the Weintraub Israel Center is an invitation for each of us to go on our own self-propelled journey, where we can connect individually in a way that is meaningful to us, and then come together collectively to celebrate. There it is again, the idea of we. In doing so, we have adopted the Z3 framework from the Oshman family JCC in Palo Alto, California. Unity, not uniformity. We can be together as a people in spite of the fact that we may have differences of opinions. We engage as equal partners, and we welcome a diversity of voices into that conversation. Another outcome of our strategic plan, with the support of JPSA, we have hired the inaugural Director of Community Engagement. A major responsibility of that position is to work with the Jewish ecosystem of Southern Arizona, which is an initiative out of Jewish Philanthropies of Southern Arizona, bringing together all aspects of the community to help animate the findings of the 2020 community study. A significant part of that engagement involves coffee dates, or a chance to sit one-on-one with members of our community, listening and learning about their priorities, and then helping connect them as a community to things that are important and meaningful to each other, building from the I back to the we. I was at the JCC Association board meeting earlier this week, and we noodled around this idea of connecting thousands, counting by ones. Let me say that again. Connecting thousands, counting by ones. That's what we're doing. We're reaching out, finding people, meeting them where they are, and connecting them one by one to create this incredible, engaged community that we have here in Tucson. We have 3 North Stars that we talk about: building greater Jewish community, more vibrant Jewish life, with intentional and measurable outcomes. And year over year, we get closer and closer to that goal of being able to report out on the engagement and the activity and the impact. And we're seeing it in the rising numbers of people that are participating, and we are living it with the growth of programming and the growth of membership and the connection that people see one to another. I'm going to give us all a little history lesson. The JCC Association, which I refer to, which is now the umbrella organization of JCCs, was formed in 1917. In 1917, members of the Jewish community, primarily back east, were going to YMHAs. And we were about to, as a country, engage in a war. And the Jewish community was gathered to try to find young men to go serve in World War I. Out of that came the Jewish Welfare Board. The Jewish Welfare Board then, as it does now, provides support to Jewish men and women who are serving our country. This year we will be sharing some special information over Memorial Day, trying to help our community see that Memorial Day is not necessarily just the unofficial beginning of summer, but actually an opportunity to honor those men and women who have served our country and lost their lives. The JWB does something miraculous. They bring together rabbis of the Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox movement to agree upon a Siddur and to agree upon a prayer service that will serve our men and women that are serving both out in deployment and here in the United States, bringing together people to create a greater good. Also sounds a lot like what we're trying to do. Bring together people from all walks of life in our community to come together to celebrate community, acknowledging our differences and working to find common ground that we can work together to come together and enhance Jewish life. Here at the J, we believe that everyone belongs and some people join. Everyone in our community has stake and ownership in who we are. Everyone in our community is a part of the J. And as a part of the J, we have a responsibility to serve them in a way that is meaningful to them. We have an opportunity to create activities and programs and connections that will bring them together in a way that resonates for them. And as an outcome of that, thankfully, many choose to join. But we are not in the business only of trying to sell membership. We are in the business of creating meaningful and deep impact for our entire community. I'm all about numbers for the next moment. So I'm going to take us on a little bit of a journey. In 1955, the Tucson JCC was born. In 1989, we opened the building here on River and Dodge. And in the year 2000, we hosted the JCC Maccabi Games for the first and only time. I want to share with you that 70 years after the birth of the JCC and 36 years after we arrived here on this campus and 25 years after the first time we hosted the JCC Maccabi Games, we have the distinct honor and privilege to host the JCC Maccabi Games from July 27th to August 1st, 2025. This will take an entire community effort of volunteers, committee members, teens, host families, community partners, engaging families with children, innovative Jewish programming. It's going to take some philanthropy. It's going to involve general community outreach, and we're going to need a whole lot of technology and infrastructure. 4 years after the implementation of our strategic plan, we will animate this plan and bring our entire community together around something that will help populate volunteer boards across the community for 10 years after, that will engage our teens in a way that they cannot imagine. And it's a secret. We're going to have a whole lot of fun doing it. So I invite all of you to be a part, and when your name is called, please say yes. Come along for the ride, whether you can volunteer the week of or whether you want to be part of the General Steering Committee. Josh Schenker is going to act as our games director, and I'm proud to announce that Barney and Kira Holtzman have agreed to be the games chairs. I'm on a bit of a kick with Rabbi Sachs. Rabbi Sachs said, optimism and hope are not the same. Optimism is the belief that the world is changing for the better. Hope is the belief that together we can make the world better. Optimism is a passive virtue. Hope is an active one. It takes no courage to be an optimist. It takes a great deal of courage, however, to believe in hope. The Hebrew Bible is not an optimistic book. It is a book filled with hope. In the service for Tisha B'Av, one of the most solemn days of the year, one of the prayers that we say in that moment where we are supposed to be so introspective and solemn is that we are in fact captives of hope. And as captives of hope, it is my hope that we will continue to grow and strengthen and work together for a better future for our community, and that each and every one of us are a part of that. I do believe that the J constitutes a very large and positive we. Thank you all very, very much.
Now for some of the fun part. We are going to elect some new board members. So I am really excited about the people we're bringing on the board, most of the people we're bringing on the board. We have, in the last few years, just brought an amazing, talented group of people on the board, and people are contributing from day one. And you'll see that as we elect some officers tonight. So the following are new board members who are being elected to the board tonight. And as I call your name, please come to the stage and accept a piece of art created by Julie Stein. Some of them aren't here, but we'll acknowledge them anyway. So for a term expiring in May of 2024, Andy Shore, and he's not here tonight, but we can give him a hand. We have made an effort recently to at least have one really old person on the board who has maybe served some time here in the past and has some experience with that type of leadership. So this is not my choice, but for a term expiring in May of 2025, Randy Emerson. Oh. Sir. Congratulations. And for my daughters who are here tonight, I remember sitting at this when he was the board chair, so a few years from now, you guys will be up here, hopefully. For terms expiring in May of 2026, Jenna Levkowitz, who is not here tonight, Jack Alvarez, who is not here tonight. Thank you to both of them. And the two that are here tonight, Katie Filos Malka and Raquel Schnitzer. keep mentioning it, but the leadership of the board is so important. And as Todd mentioned, we're so excited to have the Maccabi games here. And in the back, I see a lot of the people who were very important in the Maccabi games last time we had them here. So when Todd says answer the call, we'll be calling some of you. So board members that are being renominated for a new term expiring, and you don't have to come up, but if you'd stand up, expiring in May of 2026, Alana Addis, Eric Smith, and Claire West. So the full board nomination is listed on the sheet at everybody's seat, and we will need a motion and a second to pass that board. Can we get a second? All in favor? All opposed? Even for Emerson? No? All right, then that passes and we have our new slate of board members. So I would like to also announce that the following individuals are being nominated to serve as officers of the board. So we're going to have a few new positions, and if you'll stand up, our new secretary is going to be Danielle Kaplan. Our new treasurer is going to be Eric Smith. And I should stop here for a second. Karen Mitchell has been the treasurer for about the last 30 years on the board, at least the last 8. So let's give her a hand. She's done a terrific job. As vice chair, Elise Lopez. And then continuing in their roles as vice chair, Mike Ash and Leah Standridge. And then as chair-elect, who will be running this meeting next year, Karen Mitchell. And they're going to let me be chair for one more year. So we appreciate everybody's leadership so much. Thank you for everything you do. And now, so I guess we need a motion to pass the officers as well. So motion and a second for that. We really need one. And a second. All in favor? All opposed? All right, that passes too then, great. And so now we're gonna do something even more fun. I believe I'm gonna call Jolene up to do the Early Childhood Education Excellence Awards. Do you want me to try and get this back in here? I'm gonna mess it up.
Good evening. I am proud to stand, it's gonna fall. I'll just hold it. I am proud to stand before you tonight to acknowledge the work and passion 2 educators have for their work. I have had the pleasure to watch them grow and develop since their first days at the J. It has been wonderful, it has been a wonderful experience. So I would like to bring to the stage Emma Peebles. Emma currently is the assistant teacher in room 206 with her lead, Naomi Foster. And all I have to say is, wow, what an experience to watch this educator bloom. She has been respected as a mentor to her peers, new teachers, and seasoned educators. Emma has a calm, caring, compassionate, and completely child-centered approach. She respects every child as individuals and contributing parts to our community. Here's a few words from Emma's coworkers. She always wears a smile and is approachable. She has a positive role model to both staff and children. Emma offers help when she sees that someone needs it. She is highly knowledgeable with inclusive language and practices. Emma seeks learning opportunities from her peers, conducts her own research, and is an active participant in all professional development opportunities. She works to support children through their difficulties and to find solutions. She's welcoming to parents, staff, and children. She actively engages children with intentional activities and experiences. Emma takes pride in her work, and it positively rubs off on her peers. She has true commitment to her work. Thanks. I would like to bring up to the stage our second award for Giselle Lobano. Giselle, otherwise known as Gigi, currently has been working in our 3-year-old Spanish immersion classroom. With less than 6 years in her career as an early childhood educator, she is highly requested and sought after by our community of families. Her presence is to be admired. She is clear and kind. She is calm and confident. She is informative and supportive. Giselle is admired by our families, our peers, children, and colleagues. Here are a few words from Giselle's coworkers. Giselle is a role model and mentor to our ECE faculty. She develops and provides great learning opportunities to the children. Giselle is patient with children, staff, and families. She is determined to always do what is best for our children. She is dedicated to her role and takes her position very seriously. Every day, Giselle puts her best foot forward to make learning fun and the classroom a safe place. Giselle's commitment to her work should be admired. It is her passion to help every child feel loved and welcomed every day. Thanks.
We're going to see if this will stay. Okay. Good evening. Thank you in the back. We'll try that again. We'll see if everyone else will join in. Good evening. I like it. I like it. My name is Josh Schenker. I'm the Chief Program Officer here at the J, and tonight it's my privilege to present this year's Beth Stern Awards for Staff Excellence. Beth Stern was the beloved membership director here at the J. Beth was known for her outstanding customer service and going above and beyond to make everyone's experience at the J something special. When she passed away tragically in May of 2000, her friends and family established an endowment fund that would honor her in perpetuity. Every year, an award and funding toward professional development is presented in her memory to Tucson J professionals who embody the commitment that Beth demonstrated throughout her career here at the J. The Beth Stern Awards for Staff Excellence are given in recognition of team members that go over and above to make the J a special place. Awardees are chosen based on their pattern of willingness to exceed expectations of our members, users, staff, and guests. We've heard from Jordan and Todd. We have our annual report, and all that talks about growth, our strategic plan, and all the efforts and successes of the past year. It's also not lost on us that much of that doesn't happen without the dedicated professionals that call themselves Tucson J staff and the many hats that they wear. We are consistently blown away by and ever grateful for the richness of talent and passion throughout our team. From part-time to full-time, from direct service to admin, we have nearly 300 employees on the Tucson J team. We take great pride in each and every one of them, their unique contributions, and the meaningful impact they make every day. And tonight, I'm excited that we have two of those special individuals to highlight. So, our first winner of the Beth Stern Award for Staff Excellence this year is Leela Friedman. And Leela, come on up. Leela has worn a few different hats here at the J, spending time with member relations as a membership associate, teaching tennis lessons as an instructor, and eventually making her way up to the fitness center. Leela is our lead fitness floor trainer and plays an important part in our new fitness floor staff onboarding as they shadow her to learn the ropes. She has a relational approach to her work, making connections, building relationships, and greeting members warmly and by name. Her professionalism, positivity, and friendly approach have truly helped our fitness center continue to be the warm and welcoming space we strive for. We get regular feedback from members on how comfortable Leela makes them feel in the fitness center and what a confident and trusted presence she is. She's also a true team player, often taking initiative without being asked and putting her attention to detail and organization and communication skills to great use. Her thoroughness and consistency have allowed us to feel confident in the fitness center coverage as she helps create a safe, positive, and respectful environment during our busiest times of the week. Leela, for all your hard work and the daily impact you make on our community, thank you. All right, and speaking of the different hats we all wear, for this year's second winner, I'm actually going to pass the podium to Todd so I can swap out one of my professional hats for a personal one.
Mallory, now that Josh has left the stage, would you join us, please? Feels strange without my Britney Spears thing, like standing at a podium. So it is my distinct pleasure to present the second Beth Stern Award to Mallory Schenker. You know, Mallory and Josh moved to town, and Mallory had a job elsewhere. And when we needed Mallory to teach some swimming lessons or help out with the swim team, Mallory raised her hand and said, "Here I am." And when that grew and there was an opportunity to come on a little more regularly, Mallory again raised her hand and she was going to stay floating in the aquatics area. And when there was an opportunity through her demonstrated skill and passion and knowledge to expand her role from just aquatics to focusing on sports and recreation, again, there was Mallory with her hand up. And Mallory doesn't just raise her hand. She raised her hand with confidence, and she performs at a high level and is an exemplar to the staff and her colleagues around her. And as we leaned into work around safety, respect, and equity, and we were given the opportunity to create some staff training around that space, and we constituted a change makers team. Mallory's plate was full. Summers are busy. But again, Mallory said, "Here I am, and I'll do whatever it takes." And that is the kind of attitude that inspires others. It is the kind of work that has led us to new heights. And it's fair to say she's been a good role model for Josh, too. So Mallory, without further kibitzing, it is really my honor to present you with the Beth Stern Award for 2023.
So I will say, as a board member, we don't have the opportunity to really hear about what it is that the staff does. I get that chance a little bit. I meet with Todd every week, and every week he goes out of his way to tell me a little bit about what some of the staff members are doing really well. But you know, as we talk about the ECE, the ECE is the joy that is in the JCC every day when you see the kids walking through the hallways or being pushed around. So just so grateful for all the hard work that you all do, and we know as board members, we know how hard you work. And the rest of the staff, the board is just so grateful for the work that you all put in every day, every year. We would be nowhere without you, and I'll acknowledge the fact that we don't pay the most out of any place in the world for you to work. And we try and make it a great place for you guys to come and to work and to be, but you guys are what make this place. And so just, again, so grateful for everything you do. All right, so I get the privilege of the Volunteer of the Year award. And these people don't like being recognized so much. I had to call them ahead of time and tell them that they were going to be recognized so they could get over it. But I'd like to call up Mark Herman and Sarah Iden to the stage. And as they come up here, Mark and Sarah are the volunteer of the year this year. If you have been to an event at the JCC, you have seen them volunteering. So we'll wait for them to get up here before I say all the nice things. Mark and Sarah are consummate volunteers. They have not only raised their hands to serve as members of the committees, the film committee, they also raised their hand to be a part of each and every activity and event that we need extra set of hands, the staff party, staff retreats, Second Sunday, Israel Festival, you name it, they're there. In addition, they both come to represent the board and community at JCC events. The words Haneni, here I am, are represented in the quiet actions of Mark and Sarah. And they're finally getting a bright light shined on them tonight as our way of expressing our gratitude and awe of their commitment and dedication to the mission of the JCC. Thank you both so much. All right, and with that, I think we've covered everything tonight, so we'll need a motion to adjourn the meeting. And a second? Any opposed? Thank you guys so much for being here tonight, and look forward to continuing the hard work we do here. And if you ever have anything you want to talk to me about, get a hold of me, and I look forward to chatting with you about it. So with that, thank you guys, and have a good night.